and gentlemen. I am your host, JP, and this is my co host, yours truly.
Sizzle.
And we're going to talk about the draft that just happened this past weekend. A lot of big things happened, a lot of surprise picks, a lot of shimmy shamming around the list to get the players that they wanted. And I got to say, right off the rip, it all happened pretty much when David Bailey got picked at 2. I mean, that really scattered the board around, and a lot of players, even Tate, going to the Titans, that caught me off guard too. I didn't think it was out of the realm of
Mhm.
impossibility because we've heard a lot about it through all the different mock drafts, but it just absolutely blew my mind. Uh, and then some of the players that fell blew my mind too. I mean, Arvell Reese falling to 5 to the Giants. Caleb Downs, I think, fell to 12 or 11. I think they ended up trading for him. Just absolutely blew my mind. Even Bain falling all the way to 15 to the Buccaneers. Ooh, and he was pissed that he fell. He definitely tell he's going to be killing some people this football season. So don't be surprised if you see me take him in fantasy football for our defensive players this year.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm throwing out the nickname now, the Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Because
Man,
that's what he looked like, man. He kind of was like, "Ooh, man, this dude's ready." So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you could have put a helmet on him
right then and
on
there.
Thursday, and he would have been ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Point me in a direction, coach. And then obviously, us Detroit fans, we were absolutely stoked with the pick of Blake Miller with all the different arrangements that we've been doing. And obviously, we've discussed the offensive line on here on a couple of episodes. The center we brought in the tackle Borum. So it left us with the possibility of taking the best available player, and Blake Miller was that guy. He's he's strong. He's a big dude. He's humble. He's from Cleveland, so he's not that far away from Detroit. So his home isn't that far. He he's a finisher. He's a finisher, and that's what. Oh yeah, it was a very good draft. What team do you support? But yeah, no. We get Derek Moore in the second round. That was huge. We get Jimmy Rolder. I think in the fourth.
I believe
Yeah, I believe fourth because we didn't have.
seems right. Yeah, fourth round.
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty confident in that fourth round, JP.
I got it at Circle K. Chiefs. Chiefs. Oh, you got to be pumped about the Chiefs moving up to get Delane. I had a feeling that you guys were maybe moving up to get Reese because I felt like Arvell Reese would have been a really sexy
Yeah,
fit for
that's
you
what I
guys.
was. I was getting worried
If
about
he would
too.
if he would have fell past the Giants, that would have been a no brainer. But I mean, you guys getting Delane, especially with Watson and McDuffie being out of there, it definitely shows up your guys' defensive backs. Um, and we're Kenneth Walker fans because he's a Michigan State guy. You guys got yourself a Super Bowl MVP running back. You can't be mad about that at all, at all.
No, he's a playmaker, man.
hmm That definitely takes the load off of Mahomes. Especially coming off an injury, you'll be interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Um, oh, see, that would have been sick too. I'm still absolutely blown away that he fell to 15. I mean, yeah, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. I mean, once he got that far, I was hoping that we would have fell to the Lions. Oh, Bane and Hutch would have been sick. Oh, I'd have put that on a shirt that night, man. Bane and Hutch.
Yeah.
Dude? Uh,
Yeah, that would have been a lot of opposing teams would have been very intimidated at that point if we got him.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
But I mean, well, I mean, now that the Lions are good, we're also in the same situation the Chiefs are. We're in a division that's tough.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't, it's funny you brought that up, JP,
Mm.
because everybody was saying last year we had an easy schedule, which we did compared to prior other schedules, but I didn't even put much thought into our schedule this year, so I haven't really looked at it. So if you're
Uh,
saying it's tough, then
uh, I think they said that we're projected to have one of the easier ones.
oh, really? See,
Yeah,
I was
last year.
under the impression.
Yeah, I think projected, but I mean the draft. I haven't seen any updated like
Okay.
statistics after the draft. These were all pre-draft stuff. The draft could easily have changed the team's strength quickly. Jeez,
Yep.
Miami Dolphins selected 13 players. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Should have
they
drafted a whole team. I mean, they needed it. That's for
yeah,
damn sure.
no denying that. That head coach was mad busy during that draft, JP.
Oh yeah, and the Raiders too, a team that you always discounted. I mean, easily could surprise some people. I mean, with Max coming back, like that was our jokes that we were talking about a few episodes ago. Max goes to Baltimore, he's dapping people up. Hey, yo, I'm in Baltimore, and then obviously 2 days later they're like, yeah, we're not doing the trade, and he goes back and he walks into the locker room like, who the fuck are all these people? They weren't here when I left. He came back to pretty much a whole new defensive squad. I mean, they got Quay Walker. I have to think of some other defensive pieces. I'm trying to focus back on the draft, but yeah, I mean, they're gonna be a stout team, man.
Hmm.
I mean, if not this year, give them a couple years because I mean, Ginty's good, Brock Bowers is good, but I mean, the Chiefs is the Chiefs. I mean, you guys are overall badasses.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, history has shown, yes, they've won Super Bowls, but I can't stress it, the Patrick Mahomes injury. So if he can come back and he didn't lose a step,
Hmm.
then yeah, I mean, watch out, dude, because I think he's gonna have a mad chip on his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
So,
But yeah, let's get underway. We were already talking about the Lions a bit there. I'm excited about that. Let's start right with the Arizona Cardinals. They take Jeremiah Love at 3. I called it right then and there. I've been calling it for a while. They would have been crazy to pass him up. I know they got Connors. They paid somebody else that they brought in. I can't remember who they brought in, but oh, Tyler Algier from the Falcons. Picking Love was brilliant. I mean, they need everything, so you can't just be like, oh, obviously they probably should have went Arvel Reese. That would have like really showed up their defense and fix a couple of things. But I mean, with next year being the quarterback draft, I understand why they didn't take a quarterback early. They kind of gambling on Carson Beck later, so maybe he can learn something from Brissett. But I mean, Brissett's not the ideal quarterback that you want your rookie to be like learning from, I would say. Um,
right. No, I don't think so either.
I mean, yeah, he's got a good arm. Yeah, he's been in the league a while, but I don't know. He isn't a product of success, I would say. Um, they picked an offensive line in the second round. They snagged a defensive lineman in the fourth, a wide receiver in the fifth, a linebacker in the sixth out of Iowa, and another tackle, offensive tackle, in the seventh round. So they kind of spotted everywhere, really. I mean, they're one like we've been saying, they're one of those teams that needed a lot of help everywhere. You just gotta kind of go with the best guy that you can snag out the rip, and Jeremiah loves the dog. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
not to snag him.
Yeah, it's just like you said, man. It's like, how do you not? I mean, it's a lotto pick, man. That's all the draft is. It's
Yeah.
basically a lotto pick.
Hmm.
You know, you're trying to get that A star. But yeah, I mean, when he came up, I was like, man, they would be dumb to not take him because
Hmm.
that's the best option they had for what they needed at that point in time.
Hmm.
Said, yeah, take him, you know. So yeah, I think they made a great move there. So
Right.
hats off to them.
Hmm. Hmm. Still, I don't think their team is gonna be better than they were last year. They're still a 3-win team, maybe four, give or take. But I don't see them changing. All right.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, it's gonna take some time to get chemistry with everybody and you know, see how
Uh,
everybody feels.
mhm. We'll give it to week 4 when they're 0-4 to crown them.
Yeah.
All right, then we have the Atlanta Falcons. They only had 6 picks. They traded away their first last year to move up last year. Uh, in the second round, they took the brother of a player they already have, Terrell. They got Avion Terrell out of Clemson, a corner. My presumption, I didn't catch too much so far, but I'm assuming he's going to play the opposite side of his brother, which is pretty cool. Um, they showed a cool little draft video today that he was in the picture of when his brother got selected 5 years ago. So
Yeah.
so it's kind of one of those full circle moments, like hey, I was there for you, and oh, now I was there for you, kind of thing. So interesting. I'm excited to see what happens. That's a good pick for them. They weren't able to snag anything out of the first, so grabbing Avian Terrell in the second round isn't a bad one. They snagged a wide receiver, Zachariah Branch, out of Georgia in the third. They got linebacker out of Oklahoma, Kendall Daniels, in the fourth round. And then they didn't have a fifth, but they had 2 sixth-round picks. Ontario Thompson, defensive tackle out of Washington, and then linebacker Harold Perkins Jr. It's a cool name, HPJ. And then round 7, Ethan Anwane, tackle from Ohio State. So again, another team that kind of dibble dabbled everywhere. They look like they focused a little bit more on defense. They're another team that has a big upside to them. The division isn't the strongest. The Buccaneers kind of choked up last year, which kind of shocked everybody. A lot of it definitely had. Oh, did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay, my thing popped up that we were disconnected or some shit. Uh, yeah, no, I mean, they're a team that I don't think they were necessarily in it, but I think they were close enough to where they were playing. They got to choose. Like the team that they played against, if they would have lost to them, they would have gone in. Vice, and then by them beating them, the Panthers ended up going in. I think it was the Buccaneers that they beat. So,
I think so, actually.
so by the Falcons beating the Buccaneers, put the Panthers in. They're right there. I mean, they got a badass running back in Bijan Robinson. They got a wide receiver in Drake London. I think they fifth yeared Michael Pitts, so they got a tight end that I take every year in fantasy, and he lets me down. But he's one of those. If you don't take him, it's going to be that year that he goes off, kind of thing. So you kind of kind of
Damned if
can't
you
take them.
do. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, 100%. But
totally.
yeah, I know there's not too much to really talk about the Falcons, but what are your thoughts on them?
I think they used the best picks of what they had at that time, and they're gonna make it work. It's not gonna happen, obviously. I don't think it's gonna happen this year, maybe next season. Chemistry, like I said before, chemistry is everybody's gotta, feel that. And I think by next season they should all be, you know, in the runnings, I would say. I wouldn't say watch out, for the Falcons or anything, but they got money makers, and only time will tell, man. So I mean, like I said, I think they did the best with what they had and what they could get at that point in time.
Mm-hmm. All right,
So
and now we shall move on to the Baltimore Ravens. They
nobody
got.
cares. Nobody fucking cares, JP.
Well, first and
Sorry.
foremost, I thought they had probably the best moment at the Thursday draft when Mark Ingram came out with his son, and his son, Steelers still suck,
Yeah, that
dude.
that was a classic. I
That
I
was
give it that.
that was good. I hope they play that for a while. But Baltimore's a team that had 11 picks. They picked a whole lot of players. They used all of their picks. Um, Started off in the first round. They got the Olave Iona Ione. I'm not for sure. I'm sure they'll say it a bunch more this season. The guard that I was hoping that we might have snagged if he made it to us. They got
Right.
Zion Young, edge out of Missouri. Jacoby Lane, wide receiver out of USC in the third. They got Elijah Surratt from Indiana. He was Mendoza's wide receiver, which is badass. That's good for Baltimore. He's going to be good. I think
Mm-hmm.
if he gets a couple years, especially with the wide receivers that they already have, he could be good. Then in the fifth round, they took Matthew Hibner, tight end out of SMU. Again in the fifth round, they took Chandler Rivers, corner out of Duke. Another pick out of the fifth round, Josh Chavez, tight end out of Alabama. So they snagged two tight ends, so they're letting them duke it out, I'm assuming. Uh, and then guess what round this one is? Oh, it's the fifth round again. They took Adam Randall, running back out of Clemson. In the sixth round, they took punter Ryan Eckley out of Michigan State. Hey, a state boy got drafted. Your
That's
punter.
right, man.
Mhm.
About time. Jeez. No, I
And then in the
think he
seventh round, Rayshawn Benny, defensive tackle out of Michigan. And then their last pick, also in the seventh round, they took Evan Bernstein, guard out of Northwestern. So it definitely looks like they focused more on offense, probably getting some help for uh,
Lamar.
Lamar. Yep, Jackson. Uh, nice guard. I think he's going to be a solid day one starter. Easily. I mean, this draft had so many offensive linemen. It's really hard to like call out who's going to be the best. I mean, it really is depending on the situation and the rest of the line. That's why I think Blake Miller has such a high upside because obviously Penny is, uh, arguably a top two or three offensive lineman, in his age group. Um,
Oh, agree. Totally. Yeah.
I mean, it would be tough to argue who's really better than him. Honestly, he's just fast, mean, and he's moving from right to left. Uh, and Blake's going to be on right. So just, you kind of like the whole Hutch said, him getting to practice with Sewell every day. It's like iron sharpening iron, man. You like
Mm-hmm.
to see that. You like to have a rounded team just because you get to practice with them. And so that makes you so much better. That's why teams like the Chiefs, the Ravens, even the Bills, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the new coaching change. But I mean, once you have such a well rounded team, you have your leaders, so when you get new players, they can help coach them from like a mentor position or type of perspective,
Yeah.
but you also get to go up against other players that are really good. So it just it helps you out. But yeah, no, they went offensive line. They got a bunch of new wide receivers, couple tight ends, a running back, and another guard in the end. So they definitely were trying to research their offense. And as long as Derrick Henry can hold on to the ball, sheesh.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a job in itself, apparently, for him. So yeah, if he can hold on to the ball, the pigskin there, watch out, Ravens, because there's no way impossible with that many picks in the NFL draft, you're not going somewhere.
mhm.
And they didn't just pick up bums either, they picked up great starters, basically.
Yeah, no,
Everyone they picked up is a starter,
mhm.
could be a starter. So, yeah, watch out.
Nope.
It's going to be a tough one on the Ravens, I think. So,
Yep. 100. And then the last team we'll talk about on this episode is the old Buffalo Bills themselves. So this is a team that they're just consistent. They're a team that's always tough. They kind of remind me of like the Phillip River Chargers or even the Drew Brees Saints. Other
yeah,
than him not making it, kind of like Drew or excuse me, like Rivers. It's tough. He's always one or two pieces away, one call away. Another 2 minutes away from making it to the Super Bowl. You'd love to see him get a ring. He's one of those quarterbacks from this generation that he's been a part of the game that you're gonna remember. And it'd be nice to just be like, oh yeah, he's been to the playoffs. Every single year pretty much since he's been a starter and never won it. You know,
just never could get over that hump. Yeah,
and they're in a tough division. I mean, just killer here in chat. I mean, Chiefs. They're fucking tough. You know,
yeah.
and then you got other teams that are coming up now. Houston's playing tough. I mean, and you'll never have to be afraid of them because they choke too hard in the playoffs when they get there. Shout out C.J. Stroud for throwing 3 picks in the freaking playoff game.
Ouch. That's hard. That's a tough one to come back from. But yeah, I mean, just have to wait and see, JP.
Hmm.
Uh, the Bills, though, yeah, we know Professor. That's his guy,
Oh yeah,
right?
it is. Yeah, he said if
There's
he ever saw him in person, he would buy him a drink. He would make him no bake cookies on the spot.
yeah. I mean, God, Josh Allen. It's just I would hate to see him go down as like we're just talking, the guy that had all great players to do it, but they could never get there, right?
Hmm.
And I don't want it to go back to the old Bills, what, back in the 90s, where they'd go to the playoffs, what, every year, what,
Yeah, well,
three,
they went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lost all four of
oh,
them.
four, yeah.
Yeah,
God.
you
Ooh,
know,
that's a stinger,
you
huh?
know.
It must be a curse in old Buffalo, but I don't know, man. Josh Allen, he's just too damn good to not ever win a Super Bowl, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I
Obviously, I'd love to see Goff win like 6 in a row, but
yeah. I
it's
mean, Josh Allen just puts in too much time. He's just too good of a quarterback to I mean, he's one of those quarterbacks when he's like pressured, he doesn't he doesn't freeze up, man. He'll bolt and he'll
mhm.
get 15, 20 yards, you
Yeah.
know? And like he looks for the contact before he goes down. That's
Hmm.
a quarterback, you know? Most quarterbacks run out of bounds or. But yeah, he's just too good. I think honestly this year is going to be a good one for them and they got a tough division. It seems like every year they got a tough division, but they they skim right through. So a lot of changes in Buffalo, maybe on the good. hopefully on the good for Buffalo fans, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see this year, man.
Mm-hmm. I'll run down their picks real quick, and then we'll send it away. What do we got
Sounds
for
good,
what do we
buddy.
got for time here? Or just under 5. Maybe Professor can talk. We'll see.
Oh,
But
there's not enough time if we're talking about Buffalo.
uh, hey, can you go
Go
get popcorn
Detroit.
real quick? But in the second round, because they didn't have a first round, they had a second round. They had 2 second rounds. They had T.J. Parker, edge out of Clemson, in the second round. They had Davison Ingmanson, corner out of state. In the fourth round, they didn't have a third. They got Jude Bowery, offensive tackle out of Boston College. Skylar Bell, wide receiver out of UConn, also in the fourth round.
Ooh,
Caleb
that's a good
Erlins,
one.
here, move away for just a little bit. You can move to the other side. Skylar Bell, wide receiver out of UConn. Caleb Elrams, or linebacker out of TCU. In the fifth round, they had Jalen Kilgore, safety out of South Carolina. Also in the fifth round, they had Zane Durant, defensive tackle out of Penn State. Then they didn't have a sixth, but they had a seventh. They got Torino Pride Jr., corner out of Missouri. They got Tommy Doman, punter out of Florida. And then in the seventh round at the very end, they got Armaj Reed Adams, guard out of Texas A&M. And we got about 2 minutes here, Professor, if you want to talk about your old Bills here with MC.
Bills, a bunch of losers.
They suck.
Oh, no, they're gonna be just fine this year. I think they made their first 3 picks are probably going to be able to play right off the bat. The big thing is that Davison Igabone son, however you pronounce his name, that cornerback,
Yeah.
and that Parker edge out of Clemson. That's all they needed last year. Is a little bit more defense. They got their offensive tackle. I was just gonna say offensive tackle, but that Bowery, because Josh did get a little beat up last year. So and I don't know how many of those guys on the team were new last year, but yeah, they had some issues there. Uh, I think they're going to be good. It's just what is going to be telling is the non-drafted signings. If there's somebody that they probably all of them picked up what 7 or 8 people this year. I think the Lions got 9. Uh, and they got one edge guy. He's just big and he's fast, but he didn't. If he can learn the game, we're going to be not only have a couple good corner and a good edge, but we're going to have some depth there too. So that's basically what Buffalo needed is some backup because you get a few injuries and you run out of people.
Mhm.
That was I think that was their main issue.
Well, we know all about the injuries, so yeah. Yeah, they got to have somebody to step in when the starters go down. I think, like Professor said, I think they'll be just fine. So,
Yeah, I'm expecting them to be winning that division again. And 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were so close to winning it all. Just a man short here, man short there. Kind of like Detroit. We had a 15-win season. We just couldn't stay healthy. We haven't been healthy since that run. So,
yep.
you know,
All right. But yeah, no, we'll make sure we bring in Professor and we can start the next episode with him talking about his boy a little more. But we'd like to
Yeah.
thank everybody for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will catch you guys on the next episode of the Pre-Bet Show.
Pre-bet.